Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Just as once the latent fire, once released from the firewood, re-enter it and remain latent in it again. Sorry, we are in Jnaneshwari Bhavartha Deepika, chapter 18, OV number 420. 421. We are going to start, but a bit of recap. And here, then the next example: how can the son who has come out of the womb of night ever recognize the night? In the same way, how can a person in whom the knowable object and the knower have become one and entertain the egoistic feeling that he is the body? Oh, who says? This person who says he is the body, he is a non-existing person. It's only an imagination. See? And if you think that you are that, and when you, who you are the one, we are talking about Sumati. So the wise man with a good mind, Sadhu Purush, when he uses, okay, I am thinking, but I'm thinking about what? I'm thinking about the reality. Just like I am thinking about the sleep. When the thinker and the thought, in that example, sleep, so I, who's thinking of sleep, when I and sleep come close to each other, become one with each other, then can I know anything? Who was the sleeper? I don't know. What is the sleep? I don't know. See, same way, when our attention through Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para, when our attention is on that infinite Tattva, and how long will our attention be there? How long will we be separate from that Tattva? As long as there are disturbances available in the mind to distract us from that focus. How long will the flame keep going in the camphor? As long as there is camphor to be consumed. Once the camphor is completely consumed, the fire also goes away, isn't it? Similarly, how long will we keep thinking about the reality, contemplating on it, listening to it, reflecting on it, doing Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan, doing the Brahma Abhyas? How long will we keep doing Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para? As long as there is some impurity within the mind. When all impurity has been consumed, then the contemplator and the contemplated upon, the drashta and the drishya. Here drishya is the Atman, drashta is the jiva. The jiva is seeking the Atman, not because he's addicted to thinking. He is not recognizing that his essential nature is Atman, but is addicted to thoughts, what to do. Because that's how he was born. That's how he was trained. That's how he was, cultivated by the society. So once everything is consumed, then the contemplator and the contemplated become one. Once they have become one, is there anything left behind to contemplate upon? Is there a contemplator left behind? Is there a seeker left behind? Is there a goal to be reached afterwards? And those are the examples that the son who has come out of the womb of the night, can he recognize the night? Not possible. Can you recognize the dream? Can you go through the dream, the events of the dream after waking up? No. Maybe some smart ones, I should say stupidly smart, they remember few events from the dream. The ones which we remember, when Bhagwan comes in the dream, or when various Mahatmas come in the dream, they make a great impact on our mind. And that's okay. But we are here for, we are not here to declare to the world that I had the dream of Mahatmas. We are here for only one purpose, to recognize that we are that infinite principle. We are that one without a second. And for that, we are, the process that we are pursuing here is that I am not the body, because there is no data, no logic, no argument which can prove that you are the body. Remember the 5 causes: Adhishthan, Karta, various efforts, the various sense organs and sense organs of action, and the devas. These 5 put together were self-propelling activity, isn't it? And who are you? You are other than it. You are not doing the activity. You are not, you did not say, I'm going to be born now. You are not going to say, I'm going to die now. You don't say, I'm going to beat my heart now. You don't say, I'm going to breathe now. You don't say, I'm going to blink my eyes now. You don't say, I'm going to think now. It's all happening. And it is your observation. Dhaneshwar Maharaj here, in the words of Bhagwan, he says, understand that all activity is caused by these 5 causes. Within these 5 causes, you are untouched by these 5. Untouched. You are an untouchable. Atma is untouchable in the literal sense. Because quality is different, no? Last week also I told you, the quality of the body. See, there is no, in the body does not do any karma. What does body do? With meaning panchakoshas, what does it do? It is self-propelled. So kriya is taking place. Karma only happens when there is ownership. Remember this. So kriya is going on. Okay. Now, if you say you are the jiva, jiva also doesn't do any karma. Why? Jiva is the reflection, is the principle of reflection within this, it's in these panchakoshas. It is the principle. Everywhere it is happening. It's like the sun is, or the moon is shining in the waters, and the reflected moon is saying, I am making the waves happen. Stupid, isn't it? This is our situation, that I have to think, I have to do, I have to make it happen. So jiva is a principle. So in jiva also there is no karma possible. If we say that jiva, and okay, third one, Atman, Atman, Atma, the spirit, the conscious principle. In that, the scriptures, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, in plentifully, it has been proven that there is no activity ever possible within the Atma because it is complete. There is no duality in it. If we say that Atma is using the Prakriti to perform karma, if we say that, remember in Kenopanishad, this argument came in the second chapter. If we say that Atma is using the five causes or Prakriti to perform karma, that is also not possible. Why? Atma is of totally different nature than the five causes. If Atma is taking the Prakriti to perform action, Prakriti is made up of certain, it has its own quality, Atma has its own quality. Atma is self-effulgent, Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, self-knowing, Satchidanand Swarup, Ajanma, and so all those qualities. And what is Prakriti? Another one. Atma is independent. It is, what you call, unchanging, it is permanent, it is infinite. This is Atma, you. And what is Prakriti? Exactly the opposite. Anitya, Ashuddha, changing, impermanent, finite, born, comes into existence, goes out of existence. How can these two of totally different nature get married? Not possible. Association is possible only with two things with similar quality. Then association is possible. Otherwise, it's not possible. So Atma. So now I've given you 4 ways. So karma is not there in the body also. The karma is not there in the Jeev also. The karma is not there in the Atman also. And if we say Atma is using the body to perform the karma, that also is not possible. But it seems to be going on that way right now. And this entanglement, which is seemingly present, which is appearing to be that way, this is the illusion that we want to cut. For that we have come to satsang. For that we have come to Bhagavad Gita. For that we have been given this opportunity of human birth. That is our true dharma. To come to know that we are the unborn. To know that we are not the that we are not the one who's coming and going, doing and enjoying. So here in this verse, it said what? Yasya nahankrito bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate hatvapi saiman lokan nahanti na nibadhyate yasya na aham kruto bhavaha. So we have been talking about that there is nothing called ahankar. I do not have the bhava of ahankar because it is not possible only. What is ahankar? This ego. It appears, but actually it is not there. Like the ghost, like that snake on the rope, like that ghost on the post, like that mirage water, like that sunrise and sunset, like that rainbow. How many examples? You make your own list. All these seem to be there, but actually are not there. In the same way, how can a person in whom the knowable object and the knower have become one entertain the egoistic feeling that he is the body? Such a person cannot, once he has become one with the contemplated upon, the contemplator has become one with the contemplated. the seeker has reached the destination and recognized that, hey, I was always that. This is what Nisargadatta Maharaj came to conclude. I am that. अरे पहले से ही था, अभी याद अभी समझ आया. समझ भी नहीं आया, it clicked. It's a click only. That click is grace. That click is aparoksha anubhuti, direct experience. Direct experience is possible only when all efforts and all effortlessness has been transcended. Just as when we wake up from the dream, we cannot go back to the body that we left in the dream. We can't even make out what is the contour. We were fat or thin or old or young or etc. Nothing we can remember. Same way. Same way. Now, if you are thinking, if that happens right now, then what will happen to my children? What will happen to my family? What will happen? Then you are not qualified to listen to Gita. फिर थोड़े पापड़ और बेलो. पापड़ बेलो, पापड़. रोटी नहीं. पापड़ बेलो. ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा. See, why you are attached to your family, why you are attached to your home, why you are attached to your body? Because you think you will get happiness from that. And why are we coming to satsang? To recognize that we are of the nature of happiness. We don't need to seek happiness. And until and unless you are not inspired with this vision that I am, if scriptures are saying, Mahatmas are saying that the nature, that principle because of which this body is functioning, that is the untouched principle and it is of the nature of Satchidananda, it is unborn, undying, etc., etc., then I must be on fire that, hey, I want to know it now. How long? Why have I wasted so much time? So that you have to, we cannot make that happen for you. That only you can. And how, and if you are a really hard nut to crack, and if you are out of that it is the right thing to do, so you attend satsangs every day, then slowly, slowly, one day, suddenly it will click. Everything will flip over. Just like for one moment you are awake, next moment you are sleeping, flipped into sleep. For one moment you are a wife, next moment you are a mother, flipped. Like a blink of an eye. It's that quick. Grace is required, that's all. To become available, be available to that grace, which is none other than your nature. See? As the sky pervades wherever one goes, the self also pervades all. Huh? So it is not, last week I told you this Narayana Upanishad I read, that Narayana is in front, Narayana is at the back, Narayana is inside, Narayana is outside, Narayana is up and down. So now you don't start looking for him. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? I can't find him. Instead of reaching Narayana, come to this recognition that you are in Narayana. Just like you can't search for space, you are in space, surrounded by space, pervaded by space, inside, outside. When example I gave last week was when the house is constructed, you don't fill it up with space. Space is already there. And then we use the name house space, room space, bedroom space, toilet space, temple space, isn't it? But you didn't create space. It was already there. Exactly the same way. Parents created the body. You are always there. The conscious principle is always there. As the sky pervades wherever one goes, the self also pervades all. Coming to this conscious principle, which is independent of these five causes, what is the consequence? The consequence of that is, this must be very clear. The consequence of that coming to be the self is the recognition that this self is the one self which is expressing in all the bodies, the self of all. Just as in the dream, one mind was the material of everything in the dream. It was the past, it was the time also, and one mind was the life of every person in the dream. Let it be insect, humans, trees, animals, whatever. That mind alone became was the thoughts, the mind alone was the self, the mind alone was the growth, the mind alone was the disease, the mind alone was the health, the mind alone was the inert and the sentient. Everything was mind. Just as we may say space, air, fire, water, earth. But the truth is, out of space came air, from out of air and space came water, fire. Out of air and space came the the water, and then the earth. But from space's point of view, is there anything called air, fire, water, earth? Zilch. Nope. How huge is this cosmic space? The Adi Bhautik space? How huge is it? Exactly the same as it shows in as it is told with regards to Narayana. One teeny meeny dot on the right toenail of Narayana is the entire cosmos, entire creation. That rule continues. If you put all the galaxies and all the solar systems and everything together and take the total size of the space, it will be a mere speck in the total space. See? How big is the dream experience for you at this moment? It's a mere speck, isn't it? But when you were in the dream, it was looking very real. How real will be this waking experience when you wake up to yourself? A mere speck, insignificant. But more importantly, while you take it to be, that you think it is there, one step before, once you come to be the self, this self is the self of all. There are not many selves. According to yoga, the path of yoga, according to the Kapila Muni, the Sankhya Shastra, there is one self per body. According to the Jnana Marg, according to the Vedanta, which is all inclusive, it is one self alone. It is not many selves. In what way then can he think himself to be the agent of any action? How can he be the doer? He cannot be the doer. So here he is using Naham Kruto Bhavaha. Buddhir yasya na lipyate. Next one, let's read here 421st. Nureci gagana veena thavo, noheci samudra pravaho, nutici dhruva zavo, taise zahale. ऐसेनि अहंकृति भावो जया चा बोधिजाहला वावो तरहि देहाजव निर्वाहो तव आथी कर्मे वाराजरी वाजो निवोसरे तरी तो ढोल रुखी उरे कासेंदे धृती राहे कापुरे वेंचलेनी कासरले या गीताचा समारंभू नवचे राहवलेपणाचा क्षोभू भूमी लोळोनी गेलिया अंबू बोलथारे अगामावळलेनी अर्के संध्येचिये भूमिके ज्योति दीप्ति कौतुके दिसे जैसी. He says, just as there is no space apart from the sky, or the sea has no flow apart from it. So many examples he is giving. Just as there is no space apart from the sky, sky is space, space is sky. Just as, or the sea has no flow apart from it. The flow of water within the ocean is not apart from the ocean. It is part and parcel of the ocean. Or the pole star has no motion. You know, the Dhruva Tara. Here you don't see it. In North Hemisphere, you see it early in the morning. If you ever woke up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock, you on the horizon, you will see it. Northeast horizon. So it never moves. And pole star has no motion. Similar is the state of the person who has realized the self. Similar is the state who has realized the self. In the same way, a person who has got rid of his egoistic feeling that he is the doer continues to work so long as he is in the body. So first part, what is? Similar is the state that he is unchanging, unmoving, without any activity. Why? All active. He is all-pervading principle. The self is homogeneous mass of consciousness. There is no place that self is not. Self is all-pervasive. Sarva-vyapi. So can space move within space? No. If space moves within space, it is called air. Understand? So self, which is sarva-vyapi, there is no movement possible within it. It is stationary. Then what are you? Are you thinking that you are getting old? Are you thinking you are reaching the threshold of death? Are you thinking that your health is gone? Are you thinking that you are hungry? Are you thinking that your mind is not in your control? Are you thinking that without breath you will die? Are you thinking that your faculties are becoming weak? Then you are not fired up with the idea that you are the self. If this is what I just mentioned, if these are our default settings, then we are not going in the right direction. Then we are not going in the right direction. हाँ, थोड़ा time लगता है, but make the effort. Put attention on that. Think in these terms. Because if you think in the way Jnaneshwar Maharaj is explaining here, there is no doubt left as to who you are. How many times can he say that these 5 causes are propelling the activity and you are the observer of that activity? You are not the activity. So rather than be identified with the activity, you be. And once you come to know who you are, you come to abide in the self as the self. At that very moment, your condition will be all pervasive. Your disposition will be all pervasiveness. Then you are the material cause at a penultimate level before final consummation. What is the penultimate step with regards to Paramatma? Brahman, Ishvara. What is the disposition of Ishvara? He is the material cause and the efficient cause of the whole universe, isn't it? Are there many Ishwaras? No. One Ishvara within his creation, he is the material of the entire creation, and he is the one who's expressing as life in all, isn't it? That will be your condition. That is why I said penultimate step. See? Come to this disposition. Then after that, there is no misery. Then after that, there is no desires. Why? If you are everything, then all your desires are satisfied in one go. Wherever there is a desire, there is an individual. But now you have come to be the constant principle. Constant principle by nature is all pervasive. By nature is not the doer of anything. The sun is not the doer of day and night every day. He is not doing day and night. Acha, now I will tell the night to start. Now I'll tell the day to start. Now I'll tell the sunset to happen. Now I'll tell the sunrise to happen. No, he doesn't say anything. From his point of view, there is no sunrise, no sunset, there is no day and there is no night. You understand? Same way, the one who is established in his essential nature, in his conscious self, by nature it is all pervasive. He is not, just like ocean is not, water is not available to the movement of the waves. Just like sun is not available to the heat and light. Similarly, the self established, when you are established in the self as the self is not available to any activity. The self is not available to any divisibility. Wherever there is divisibility, wherever there is sense of otherness, wherever there is duality, wherever there are differences, it is only for the ego, individuality. Self-being, the one without a second principle, as told in the previous verse, it was Kevala. What did it say? That in the 16th verse it was said, Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyaha. Kevalam. It is the one without a second. There's nothing else apart from it. Then what is this waking world, and what is this dream world, and what is this deep sleep world? This is all like the snake on the rope, a projection of the ego, of the mind. And ego does not exist. See? It's subtle. It requires you to be in tune. In the olden days, when we had those radios and we wanted to hear the cricket commentary, or we used to listen to the movie on the radio, or Chitrahar, you had to catch. Aajkal to digital hai and you can catch it easy. But when you had those knobs, you have to be very, very alert, very in tune to catch the right frequency to get the clear sound. This also requires a similar caliber. And the fine tuning is the integration, the focus, the urgency the faith, the reverence. All this put together is that tuning. See? In the same way, a person who has got rid of his egoistic feeling that he is the doer continues to work so long as he is in the body. Now, this is a bit of, on one hand, you are saying that he has come, a master has come to realize by knowing the self. And other side, you are saying that this realized master is continuing in the body, and many people do consider that ye kaisa mahatma hai, जिसको भूख लग, that he gets hungry, that he gets angry, that he wants to go to sleep, that he is not interested, that he has desire to eat something and not eat other things. And you will see the Mahatmas in India, Nisargadatta Maharaj in one kholi, matchbox. Only 7-8 people could come in the room. Raman Maharishi in a cave. Satya Sai Baba in a multi crore palace. Shirdi Sai Baba in a masjid. See? Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, continuously moving around the earth, on the around the planet. See? And you call them realized masters, but they have a body. They also scratch themselves if the mosquito bites. So for the onlooker, he's not able to suss it out that how come this person is realized, and yet if he's realized, then from the disposition of the self, there is no body. If I wake up, I am not available to the dream body. So if this master has woken up to his self, he is established in the self, then how is he functioning like the body then? Now this great compassionate Mauli, our Jnaneshwar Maharaj is also called Mauli. Mauli in Marathi means mother. See how many examples he will give to bring this point across to you. Only mother has a patience to keep taking the food, one chapati tukda, and keep running after you till you open your mouth. She'll find all ways to make you open the mouth and put it in. He is also giving so many examples so that we comprehend. He's making us understand that is beyond understanding. Yesterday we saw in the Kena Upanishad. See? So this compassionate Mauli, now he says, even though the wind has ceased to flow, the first example, even though the wind has ceased to flow, the foliage of the tree continues to flutter for some time. Understand? When the wind is blowing, the tree is shaking. When the wind has stopped, to dead still. But for some moments, the leaves will continue to keep moving. The branches will keep swaying for some time till they come to a stop. Right? First example. Second, even though the camphor has completely evaporated, its fragrance remains in the casket for some time. How beautiful. Even though after the Karpur Aarti, the camphor has completely burnt away, but in the room, the fragrance of the camphor continues to linger for some time. Continuing. Even though the musical concert has come to an end, the thrill it has caused in the hearers does not abate all at once. इसके लिए तुम जाओ कर्नाटक म्यूजिक या भीमसेन जोशी को सुनो या ये अभ्यंकर and so many beautiful musicians are there. When the bhajan is over, we went to listen to in the 700th anniversary of Jnaneshwar Maharaj. It was in 1997. We were in the ashram that time. And Swamiji had taken us to Alandi. And there we reached in the evening, had our dinner or something. And 8 o'clock, we went to Baba Satarkar Maharaj's Pandal. His house is, big hall is there. And maybe 2,000-3,000 people. And believe me, till 4-5 o'clock in the morning, Akhanda Kirtan was going on. And all those people standing on the sides and, oh, it was so, oh my God. For next 2 days, our ears were ringing with those bhajans, the thrill of it. Just like you eat gulab jamun, after it is gone into your tummy, still the taste of it lingers in your mouth. Your importance is not the camphor, the importance is not the gulab jamun. The importance is the lingering part. Keep attention on that one. Then continuing, the thrill it has caused in the hearers does not abate all at once. Even when you go to see a movie, you enjoy the movie is over, and you are raving about it. Oh, it was so fantastic. It was so well done. The animation was so fantastic. And you keep sharing because you're so excited. You're so thrilled by what you have seen. It has awed you. It was a wondrous experience. And therefore, the excitement, the thrill, the buzz of it continues to linger on. Continuing, fifth example, the land retains moisture for some time even after the water has flowed away. So after the heavy rains or little bit rain, no, land does not become dry immediately because the rain has stopped. I think the last rain happened about 6-7 days ago. The ground is still moist. And the weeds are growing very profusely. So the moisture is still retained by the earth. There is no water falling, but the moisture is still there. Exactly the same way, even after the sun has set, its light remains for some time in the form of twilight. See how many examples Jnaneshwar Maharaj is giving. Even after the sun has gone, you can't see it. You still see the light of the lingering light. The important attention is lingering. The light lingers on for some time. The water in the form of moisture lingers in the earth. The thrill lingers in the one who has just listened to a beautiful musical concert. See, the fragrance of the camphor, after the camphor is completely burnt away, the fragrance lingers in the room. So, continuing the examples, 426th. Pai laksha bhediliya hi vari, bana dhave chitavavari, zava bharali athi uri, badhachi te, नाना चक्री भांडे झाले ते कुलाले परते नेले परिभ्रमे चीते मागिले भोवंडिले पणे तैसा देहाभिमानु गेलिया देह जेणे स्वभावे धनंजया झाले ते अपयसया चेष्टवीच ते संकल्पे वीण स्वप्न न लाविता दांगीचे बन न रचिता गंधर्व भुवन उठी जैसे आत्मयाचे नि उद्यमे वीण तैसे देहादि पंचकरण होय आपण या आपण क्रिया जात. The arrow moves forward with its momentum even after hitting the target. Even after hitting the target, the arrow keeps moving because the momentum is inherent within the arrow. Next one. Even though the potter has removed the pot from the wheel keeps on rotating until its speed is spent up. Huh? So could you make the pot without the wheel? No. Once the pot is ready, the pot is cut out from the bottom and taken away from the potter's wheel. Is the potter rotating the wheel anymore? No. But the wheel continues to move till the movement inherent in it doesn't get exhausted. So before we were talking about the lingering part, now we are talking about the movement part. In the same way, even after now comes the principle. After these 7, 8 examples, now comes the principle. How do we apply these examples on us? Remember, we see the Mahatmas, but we think, hey, ye kya hai? Ye kaun se khet ki muli hai? How come he's a Mahatma? He's hungry, he's angry, he wants this and he wants that, and you call him a Mahatma because you have got a fantastic idea. A Mahatma cannot like this, cannot go to sleep, Mahatma cannot dream, Mahatma cannot walk, or what is he supposed to do then? How will you recognize a Mahatma if he is not having a body? Can you call Atma a Mahatma? It is Nirgun Nirakar. Then who is Mahatma? That Nirgun Nirakar expressing through the Panchakoshas without the formation of a doer, without the precipitation of a doer. Mahatma also calls himself I. You also call yourself I. Ishvara also calls himself I. What is the difference? What is the difference? You are attached to your body. You are attached to the virtual. You are attached to the projected. Ishvara is detached from everything because he knows he is all that there is. But his attention is on his Shakti. And he understands that Shakti can manifest or unmanifest. And because he's not attached to his Shakti, because she's inseparable from him. So he never comes under her clutches. And what do you mean by, if I say the words clutches, then you will get the wrong meaning. Ki bibi ka gulam nahi banna hai, joru ka gulam nahi banna hai. Meaning he is ever the witness, he is ever untouched by the Prakriti. Just like sun is heat and light is the Prakriti of the sun. But does the sun know there is heat and light? No, he's untouched. He's untouched. Is heat and light separate from the sun? No. Is the wave separate from water? No. Is the water saying that there is a wave and ocean? No. That position the Mahatma has taken. That position we have to come to. Position, disposition. That is our true nature. So here it says that in the same way, even after the egoistic feeling has disappeared. What is egoistic feeling? Ego is crystallization of personality. What is crystallization? Water crystallized is called an ice cube. What you have to do to make it water again? You have to melt the water. Simple as that. How do you melt the water? Bring it near the heat. Or you wait. A time will come when it will automatically melt. So water crystallized is ice cube. What is the nature of ice cube? Nothing but H2O. What is the nature of ego, meaning here the I? What is the nature of I? Satchidanand Swarup. Then how come this Satchidanand Swarup is seemingly crystallized? We are experiencing it as crystallized personality, that I am separate to you. This is crystallization. That I am a son, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am a seeker. This is all crystallization. Why? Because we have got attached to Prakriti. We have got identified with Prakriti. We have started taking ownership of Prakriti. See, understand? And the moment we create a relationship with Prakriti, immediately there is a karta and bhokta. And फंस गए फिर उसके बाद. So what you have to do? Melt this karta and bhokta. So many examples were given before in the previous verses. Even in Amrita Anubhav it is coming. Even in this, today's lecture began from that point, where the melting of when the seeker and the sought, the contemplator and the contemplated become one. That is melting of the ego, melting of the crystallization of the ego. But you have to think of higher. When you think of differences, crystallization of individuality. When you think of that which cannot be thought of, melting of personality. Now, continuously apply yourself in this manner. Nobody is saying don't do what you're doing. Continue living your life. Play with your grandchildren, fight with your husband or wife, argue with your children, spoil your children, but don't forget. Let your attention be ever on that which, what is that in Harry Potter? The one who cannot be spoken of. ये तो वाचो निवर्तन थे. There it was the negative one, here it is the positive one. If you have not seen Harry Potter, then you will not understand. So again and again, keep contemplating on the Ishvara, on the infinite principle, on the Om. And these are just supports, but what they are indicating is you. If you say Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, it is just a word in your mouth. It's a thought in your mind. But what it is indicating is your true nature. When I say Atma, when we say Satchidanand Swarup, when we say permanent presence, essence, unchanging principle, these are all different words. But what they are indicating is not a concept. All these words are indicating, are pointers to your true nature. Now, maintain that poise. Bring yourself to remind yourself again and again and again and again. How long? As long as it is required. How long do you think of sleep when you go to bed and sleep is not coming? How long do you think till the sleep does not come? How long do you think of food till the food doesn't go into your mouth and into your stomach? So how long do you have to do we are not saying you have to do any special sadhana, no. In and through your daily living. Keep the attention on that divine principle. Keep the name, mouth, keep the mind and the mouth muttering the divine name. And every now and then the attention will go back on the self. It will automatically happen. Begin. Where are we? In the same way, even after the egoistic feeling has disappeared, the Prakriti which has created the body makes it perform actions. So just like we saw those 6, 7, 8 examples, that even after the camphor has been finished, the fragrance lingers, the wind has stopped, the tree keeps fluttering, etc. The music concert has finished, but the thrill is still there, experienced. Similarly, even though the doer has vanished, he has melted away. The doer, who was doer? An imaginary, a ghost, who was thinking that I am doing the activity. But what did we see in the 16th verse? That activity is the result of the 5 causes. It's self-propelled, right? And in that we saw that there was a karta also. But now karta is I. You also say I am the karta. I also say I am the karta, isn't it? I am the speaker. You are the listener. Both of us say I. So now we are trying, through this, we are coming to this conclusion that this I is the untouched principle in essence. It is that transcendental principle. It is that pure consciousness. For that, we have to have faith. So, according to the example, there was lingering and there was movement continuing afterwards. Similarly, once a Mahatma has dissolved his ego and got established in the self as the self, the body continues. The momentum is there. Just like the arrow once shot, it reaches the target but continues moving. The body, once it has come into existence, its purpose was not to produce kids and get married and collect wealth. Its purpose was to realize. The Mahatma realized. He was also born like you and me. So he reached the goal. Could he reach the goal without the body? No. So he reached the goal. But now, having reached the goal, the arrow reached its target, but it continues its journey because of the momentum. The body also continues its journey for whatever time it is required till the momentum exhausts itself. Just like in a car, in India they do it. Here they don't. In Himalayas they do it. It's dangerous, but they do it. To save petrol, what they do? They will increase the speed and then put the bus into a neutral gear. And if a slight incline is there, a downward incline, the bus is going. Very dangerous. It should be in the gear, then it stops easily. But they put it in neutral. Now there's no clutch, meaning there's no doer, meaning there's no driver, meaning even if you press the accelerator, the bus is not going to go faster. because you have disengaged from the whole machinery. What was the machinery? The five causes. And what have you done among the five causes? You have come to determine that this karta, I am not. I am the overseer. Not only of this, but of all. Eventually it will happen. Doesn't matter. First, at least get here. Huh? See. So that after that, if he keeps pressing the accelerator also, the bus is not going to go faster. See? Same way in this vehicle. You have checked out. The one who was pressing the accelerator all the time, it was the doer. Now doer has doer has melted away. चलती गाड़ी में से चाबी निकाल दी. What will happen to the car? What will happen to the bus? It will keep going. वो फिर एक्सीडेंट नहीं हो जाएगा? Yes, it can have an accident. What will happen if a slope comes? Oh, it will go up and it will come down, and again it will go up, again it will come down, and it will stop. What if it, by mistake, the wheel turns this way because of a stone, then it will go and stop in a bush? Are you worried of what happened to your body in the dream after you woke up this morning? Are you worried? Similarly, a Mahatma is also not worried what will happen to this body, because his disposition is that I am not this body, but instead I am in everybody. Is electricity disturbed if one bulb gets fused? Or is the principle of light suffering because one bulb gets fused? Is the water suffering because one wave has unmanifested? Whether waves come, the water remains the same. If the waves merge back into the waters, the water is still the same. So many millions and zillions of gallons are evaporating from the ocean. Water never complains. So many rivers all over the planet are merging into the ocean. Ocean remains the same. The total waters remain the same. They are neither complaining why you are taking away so much water, neither they are elated why you are so much water is coming into me. Such is the Mahatma. Such is the abidance in that Atma, which is free of crystallization. Even after the egoistic feeling has disappeared, the Prakriti which has created the body makes it performs actions. So it is not you are thinking that I have to take the medicine, I have to eat the food, I have to do something in order to survive, I have to take care of my children, I have to take care of my wife, I have to take care of my husband. If I don't do it, who will do? That means you don't trust the Paramatma. You don't say, I have to beat my heart, I have to take the breath in, I have to blink my eyes. You don't say that. You have to live by general principles. If we are not doing, we choose what we like, what we don't. Then if you're saying that I am taking care of everyone, then you take care of this also. Pump your heart, pump your breath, pump your eyes. Take ownership. You don't. So one set of rules with others and one set of rules here. And that's why we are suffering, because we are not having one blanket rule with which, one vision with which we see everything as the same. Yesterday in Kenopanishad, I told you, this is a laptop. I know this is a laptop. I am not a laptop. And this is how we interact with everything in the world without speaking. But when it comes to the body, yeah, I can see this is a body. I know this is a body. But then here the rule changes. I am the body. If either you have to, if you say I am this body, then you should say I am all the forms. And if you say that I am not the laptop, I am not you, I am not you, I am not you, I am not the book, I am not the table, I am not the chair, then you should say I am not the body also. I am not the mind also. I am not the thought also. One rule, but we have one rule for others, one rule for ourselves. And we have ourselves divided into two. And therefore suffering. You say, no, I'm not suffering. My husband brings the money and I enjoy. There is enough to eat. There is enough to drink. I do everything, I attend satsangs. My husband also attends satsangs. My children also attend satsang. No, we are having everything. You're living in a fool's land. You're not living in a dream then. When it will change, you don't know. And if it is happening and you are not troubled, good luck to you. Good luck to you. I don't wish any other way for anyone. But life is not a straight line. It's ups and downs. Men never think. When everything is going well, hunky-dory, that time we will never think of God. Only when difficulties come, challenges come, obstacles come, mishaps happen, then we remember God. Now, when everything is going well, apply yourself to the higher, so that when you know the nature of life is ups and downs, you don't know what is in store tomorrow. Prepare. Just like Parikshit Maharaj prepared. He knew the snake was going to come, Takshak was going to come. He prepared in 7 days. You also prepare. Just as a dream appears in sleep without any prior thought, or trees grow in forest even without being planted, or imaginary cities are formed in the sky without any construction, so without the self doing anything, very, very important point. So the self, without doing anything, actions continue to be performed because of the 5 causes consisting of the body, etc. Exactly the same way, without any doing of the sun, the movement of day and night, sunrise and sunset continues to happen. Without any ownership of the waters, the waves and ocean continue to be expressing. See how beautiful examples Jnaneshwar Maharaj has said. That you don't think what you're going to dream. The dream just begins. No seeds, no thought. You never think what you're going to dream that night. Similarly, in the jungle, nobody has planted seeds, but plants. Why I have to go to jungle? I can see my garden also. Without planting any seeds, the weeds keep coming. The trees keep growing in the jungle. Similarly, and also in imagination, Once I used to have an employee. He was a tennis young fellow, 17, 18 years old. And he wanted to be a tennis star, a lazy fellow. Instead of working, he is always dreaming how I'm going to be a tennis fellow, tennis great. And try to cut corners from working and not do the job properly. So suddenly I will buy that $1 million house, I will buy that Ferrari, and that will be red color with the booster engine and this and that, and everything is, the picture is in front of your eyes. From where did it come? No materials used. Same way, without the self doing anything, self by nature is a karta. Self can never be the doer. Why? It is its nature that it is not the doer. Acha, self is not the doer. Then what do I have to do? Arey Baba, we are talking about you. You are the self. Recognize that you are not the doer. That all activity is happening at those 5 causes level. It is self-propelled. Nothing to do with you. Work towards it. Observe. That will be your contemplation, reflection, mananam and nidhyasanam. That is your reflection. Now you heard. That is your reflection. That is your contemplation. And if you hold one thread, if you hold one thread, how I am not the doer, how doing is not possible from the consciousness point of view. It's obvious. It doesn't need to be worked out. It's obvious. Actions continue to be performed because of the 5 causes consisting of the body and the senses, the 10 senses, and the various efforts and the devas. Continuing, where are we now? 8:45. Where are we? 4:35. प्राचीन संस्कार वशे पांच ही कारणे सहेतुके काम वीजती गा अनेके कर्माकारे तया कर्मा माझी मग संहरो आघवे जग अथवा नवे चांग अनुकरो परी कुमुद कैसे निसुके कैसे ते कमळ फांके ही दोन्ही रवी न देखे जया परी कावीजू वर्षोनी आभाळ ठिकरिया आतो भूतळ अथवा करू शाडवळ प्रसन्ना वृष्टी तरी तया दोही ते जैसे नेणिजेची का आकाशे तैसा देहीच तो जो असे विदेह दृष्टी. What does he say? These 5 causes, both material and instrumental, what are the material? Material is the body. Instruments, the 5 senses, 5 organs of action, mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankar. You understand? That is the instrumental. So body is gross and the other is subtle and a little bit gross also. These 5 causes, both material and instrumental, combine together to cause the actions to be performed by reason of the latent impressions of the past actions in previous births. Now, what is this latent impression? Prachina sanskara vashe. That is the word that Jnaneshwar Maharaj has used, and in Sanskrit it is called vasana. Vasana is a term which is existing in its own absence. So as long as you consider yourself to be a person, an individual, till then there is vasana. Till then there is sanchit, agami and prarabdha karma. But once you come to be the Atma, then there is no sanchit karma, no prarabdha karma, no agami karma, no vasanas, no memories, nothing. Yet everything is supported. Yet everything is supported. Read the 4th and 5th verse of 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yet everything is supported. Just as sun's point of view, there is no day and night, but day and night is supported by the sun. Without the sun, day and night cannot express. But from its disposition, there is nothing called light, day, and there is nothing called night. Similarly, here, they combine together to cause the actions to be performed by the reason of latent impressions. Now, at the empirical level, at the relative level, how are impressions formed? Someone tell me. Many times we are repeated.
Action causing likes and dislikes.
Huh?
Actions resulting in likes and dislikes.
Then what happens?
And then the memories are formed, and the memories lead to vasanas.
Is that correct? Anyone else can second that? Everyone's gone to sleep. I think only you 3 are listening.
Yes, I second that.
You second that? Thank you for your generosity, sir. कोई तो जागा है, बाकी सब सो रहे हैं या मेडिटेशन में होंगे. Why should I say sleeping? They are in meditation. The topic is such. Melting of individuality. Yes. Yes. When a doer performs action, when there is a karta, automatically the ego, on one hand, it expresses as the karta, the doer. On the other, these are its 2 tentacles or 2 expressions. The other is bhokta, the enjoyer. If it enjoys something, when it does something, remember previously we saw karma phala, kriya phala. Kriya phala is non-binding, karma phala is binding. Kriya phala does not leave any impression. Karma phala leaves an impression. Karma phala is formed because there is a karta. So Mahatmas are also doing, you people see that they are working, but there is no karta present there. So no result of their actions, no consequences. There will be consequences for people to see, because if he is walking, the body of that Mahatma is walking, there is a consequence, it will reach somewhere, which you are watching, you are concluding that. But from Mahatma's point of view, he has not walked because he is everywhere. Then what has walked? The body has walked. It's okay. He will use those words also. But his abidance in the self is not corrupted because the body has walked. He has not become the walker. You understand? Can't understand. You have to get there. You can only appreciate what I'm saying right now. You have to be there. So same way. Now, Kriya Phal does not create impressions. Karma Phala, where there is a Karta, Kriya Phala with a Karta who has taken ownership of the Kriya, then that Kriya is called Karma, and Karma Phala leaves impressions. Because whatever Phala comes, because the Karta, when he does something, if he likes the result, then it leaves an impression. If he doesn't like the result, then it leaves an impression. Understand? And what are those impressions? Both have gone as memories. So they can be conscious memories or subconscious memories. Conscious memories, subconscious memories are called vasanas. They go deep into the system to be used when the right environment. Then what happens to the conscious memories? They mix together and come out as a dream and get released. But these subconscious memories, out of then these subconscious memories, then the scriptures have, for our benefit as a theory presented to us, that there is a sanchit karma, and there is, out of that sanchit karma, some karma have fructified there, that because of which you have got the body, that is the prarabdha karma. And in this body, if you continue with karta bhav, then you'll, whatever karma you will, impressions you are going to collect in the future, they are called agami karma. So what are we doing in this sadhana? That we are not creating any new agami karma. Sanchit karma is exhausted in the fire of contemplation that I am of the nature of infinite self. You cannot do anything about prarabdha karma, because the arrow has been shot. Now you cannot bring the arrow back. So arrow will reach. It reached the destination and it continued moving. Remember that example? So this body shot out of the womb. It reached the destination of realization, because without body, realization was not possible. But body is continuing. Body will continue in this life, or some new body will continue, or the mind will continue, the subtle body will continue, if there is a karta. But now this karta has been dissolved. Instead, there is only the Atma. So there is no momentum available. There is no one to keep pressing the accelerator now. Meaning there is no one to collect more impressions which become the cause of future activity. You understand? So here, that is what is told here, that combined together to cause the actions to be performed by reason of the latent impressions of the past actions in previous births. You don't have to go to previous births. You even look at this, as you sow, so you reap. So if you have sowed with karta bhav, then you reap the fruits, isn't it? If you have eaten junk food, now you are suffering bad health. If you have taken hot coffee and you get a burnt tongue, the immediate result. If you eat too much spicy, tomorrow morning you will get the result. Burning bottom. So this is only, this principle is given of the vasanas only so that a seeker does not blame the world, does not blame the parents, does not blame the society, does not blame any person, takes full responsibility for whatever he is or what is coming to him at this very moment. Whatever situation he finds himself with, opportunities or difficulties or challenges, it's all, he takes full responsibility that I am in this situation because of my past deeds. That is why it's a theory. For whom? For that crystallized idiot. Who is this crystallized idiot? who is existing in his own absence. Then if he is not existing, who is there? Only Atma is there. That is your true nature. This is called the divine hypnosis. That you are, who is miserable? The one who is not there. Who's planning for the future? The one who's not there. Who's regretting the past actions? The one who's not there, but seems to be there. This gutti ko kya bolenge? This knot has to be undone. And this cannot be undone by your doing. This knot can be undone only by grace. So think about grace, think about the Lord, think about the divine principle. It's that simple. Simple. इतनी देर से बोल रहे हो और simple बोलते हो. 7 years you are talking and saying simple. But it is simple. Then what are we explaining? All the technicalities where our mind, how smart this mind is to find a way out. So we are trying to close all the doors for it to escape. So that this mind, as long as there is a feeling that I have to do something, this mind is focused on the self. And when it is sufficiently focused, then for it to recognize, change its programming, that all the activity is self-propelled within the Prakriti, you are not the doer of the Prakriti. The I is not the doer of the Prakriti, is not the prompter of the Prakriti. It is the nature of Prakriti to manifest or unmanifest. Is the nature of the earth to revolve on its own axis and to revolve around the sun. It is its nature. It's the nature of the earth that there is gravity. Now, where did the gravity come? It is its nature. How come we are hanging upside down and still holding on to the, we feel that we are standing straight? Kabhi socha hai? You are in southern hemisphere, hanging upside down on the earth. But you don't fall. Nature, what I'm explaining here is the nature. So our true nature is that Atman, the pure consciousness. These actions may lead to the destruction of the world or give rise to new worlds, meaning these vasanas. So if you are attracted to satsang, now you look back into your life, you should not, but for learning you should. What was that event? What was that auspicious moment, day, interaction, that word, that happening, because of which you got interested in self-exploration? Many of you are here. I have been blabbering for last 24 years, but many of you were not there. What brought you? Not just to this satsang, any satsang. What made you start taking the name of the Lord? What made you start seeing that there must be some other meaning to the stories of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, that there is something greater to be pursued rather than just this mundane existence? What was that one event? See? So it must be some latent impressions. You must have left your sadhana in your last life somewhere and got distracted. In this life, I started off very young, about 11, 12 years old. And touch, go, touch, go, touch, go, but committed to it around age 27, 28, 29. Age 32, went to the ashram to study and then committed to it. I didn't commit, it happened. But why could this, it was so wonderful now, why did it not happen when I was younger? Something needed to work itself out. लेना देना चल रहा होगा पहले का. Now it has brought. But that, so somewhere, so two ways you can look at it. Either from Ishvara Advayavad, from Jnaneshwar Maharaj's point of view, from Amrit Anubhav point of view, it is the Leela which is going on, if you take it that way. But here the topic is about the Karta and the Vasanas. So we are saying that something must have happened in the last life, in the previous births, where the sadhana must have remained incomplete. I don't want to think that way. I'm just saying it that way. So whether they are conducive experiences or inconducive experiences, both are results of the vasana. Wherever we find ourselves right now, good or bad, good condition, bad condition, is the result of vasana. So don't complain. So what are vasanas? Again, it is at the prakriti level, nothing to do with you. So when Bhagavad Gita says, Sukhe Dukhe Samay Kritva Labha Labho Jaya Jayo means remain equanimous, remain undisturbed, remain untouched, remain non-reactive to the Sukha Dukha, Labhani, Jaya Vijay. Remain undisturbed. Because this is the nature of the Prakriti. We'll leave it here and we'll take it next week. Otherwise, again, I'll go. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, everyone. Retreat on 12th and 13th. I have to send the SMS. I'll send it today, tomorrow.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om Swamiji.